Welcome back. A great way to keep yourself active and social is to find ways to volunteer in your community, and it's beneficial to you and to those you help. Joining us now is Melanie Bruin from the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, or RSVP. Melanie, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so tell me, what is RSVP?
Well, RSVP is an acronym for Retired Senior Volunteer Program. We're sponsored by the Rocky Mountain Development Council, and we're funded through the Corporation for National Community Service, which is a federal agency. We are here to serve our communities through volunteerism with seniors.
Excellent. So the program's just for seniors then?
It is. It's for folks 55 years and older.
Okay.
And they need to be able to commit to 8 hours a month, which isn't a whole lot, you know, but it is a kind of a minimal figure we ask them to do. And that can be divided into several days, maybe 4 hours one day and 4 hours another. But we ask them to commit to that, and 55 years older, that's the only requirements.
Excellent. So what are the benefits of getting out into the community and volunteering? Can you talk about that?
Well, as you've referenced in the program, getting out and being active actually is great for a senior's health. There's studies that indicate there's 24% better chance of being healthy and maintaining your health if you're out amongst other people, if you've got you're looking for things to do, meeting new folks, learning new things. And so it offers a lot of opportunities for seniors to improve their own health as well as helping our community.
Excellent. What kind of jobs do these seniors volunteer for? Can you talk about some of those that are available?
We have a multitude of jobs. We have 13 fixed stations which volunteers go to every day. And these are the type of volunteers that like to be a little more regimented, so they want to know that every Tuesday and Thursday they're going to a certain place from a certain time. And so we have the Montana Talking Book Library, the Fort Harrison VA Medical Center, Helena Food Share. We have a lot of these stationary places where people can go on a regular basis. But then we also have to accommodate those folks who are eclectic and sort of, you know, are freelancers.
Yes.
And so we have a group called the Special Forces, and we deploy them to anywhere in the community that needs help. So that could be perhaps a nonprofit is having a marathon race that they're trying to raise some money to help income-challenged kids buy playground equipment, something like that. Then our volunteers would go over and man the roads and handle the traffic and do that type of thing. And then we just have more simpler special events, like maybe the Chamber of Commerce needs some help putting together a mailing, something like that. So they really go everywhere, and they are, some of them are specially trained for where they want to be, and others are, they're just like, oh, we'll just see what the day brings us.
Perfect. So, well, it sounds exciting. So if someone is interested in getting involved with RSVP, how do they go about that? It's
easy. Just give me a call. We're down at the Jackson Street Center at 648 North Jackson Street, and they can just give me a call, and I'll send them an application. They send it back to me, or they can drop it off and come by and visit, and then I'll review the application and give them the call for an interview. And then we'll talk about the types of volunteer service they'd be interested in doing. Maybe they like working with children or pets, or they have an interest in community gardens. We try to really work with nonprofits and other organizations that have, we consider, a community priority. And so a lot of times that's working with the elderly, the disabled and handicapped, veterans, families that are income challenged, kids that need mentoring, you know, a large variety of things, but things that our community prioritizes as being, you know, the higher need items.
So if a senior isn't in perfect health, you know, can they still volunteer? Can they still help out?
Absolutely. In fact, that is the type of senior who should try to engage in some kind of volunteer activity if they can, because it's only going to make them more able to get around easier and that type of things. We have a bus through the Rocky Mountain Development Council that if you do volunteer work, the bus will come and pick you up if you're in the Helena area and take you to your volunteer job and also take you home. So it's very convenient for folks to do that, but about 20% of my volunteers have some kind of a disability.
Okay.
And but they're still able to contribute, and sometimes their contribution is really more meaningful because they have a deep understanding of disability and of people who have need.
Absolutely. So are most of the volunteer stations here in Helena?
I would say 80% of them are, but we do have volunteer stations also scattered throughout Broadwater and Jefferson County, all the way as far south as Whitehall and as far north as Augusta and Lincoln.
Awesome. So for those who are watching who may not be in the Tri-County area RSVP serves, do you have any general tips just in the last minute or so that we have for folks who would like to volunteer in their community?
Yes, I think the most important thing is just to contact some type of an agency, a nonprofit that you have an interest in, and let them know that you would like to volunteer. They'll bend over backwards usually to accommodate, you know, getting your information and setting up a schedule with you. Try to pick out something that you enjoy. Sure. It doesn't necessarily have to be something you have career experience. I have several nuclear scientists, literally,
wow,
that are now doing mentoring children. You know, because they don't want to do the same thing they did all their working life. They want to do something different.
Sounds like an amazing program. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We need to pause here and take a break, but coming up next, how do you know if you or someone you love is at risk of social isolation, and how can you help? We'll talk about that after these messages. Don't go away.